Welcome back to another episode of Unseen Yet Unstoppable. Alright, let's dive into one of the most powerful and honestly poetic chapters in the book of Proverbs. We're going to meet an incredible figure who speaks to us across millennia, the one and only Lady Wisdom. So let's just start with this question because it's the whole key to this chapter. What if wisdom wasn't just some abstract concept, but a living, breathing person calling out to you? That's the fascinating premise of Proverbs 8. It takes this huge idea and gives it a voice, a personality, and a story. And the text gets right to it, no messing around. It asks this powerful question, and you can almost hear it echoing. See, it's not a whisper, it's a shout. From the very first verse, we meet wisdom as an active character. She's not just some treasure waiting to be found. She's the one taking the initiative. She's looking for us. Before we continue, let's read the chapter in its entirety.
The following is Proverbs chapter 8, verses 1 through 36 from the New International Version. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights along the way where the paths meet, she takes her stand. Beside the gates leading into the city, at the entrances, she cries aloud. To you, O men, I call out, I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain prudence. You who are foolish, gain understanding. Listen, for I have worthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is true, for my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just. None of them is crooked or perverse. To the discerning, all of them are right. They are faultless to those who have knowledge. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. I, wisdom, dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior and perverse speech. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. I have understanding and power. By me kings reign and rulers make laws that are just. By me princes govern, and all nobles who rule on earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than fine gold. What I yield surpasses choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness along the paths of justice, bestowing wealth on those who love me and making their treasuries full. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was appointed from eternity, from the beginning, before the world began. When there were no oceans, I was given birth. When there were no springs abounding with water, before the mountains were settled in place, before the hills, I was given birth. Before he made the earth or its fields or any of the dust of the world, I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he marked out the horizon on the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above and fixed securely the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its boundary so the waters would not overstep his command, and when he marked out the foundations of the earth. Then I was the craftsman at his side. I was filled with delight day after day, rejoicing always in his presence, rejoicing in his whole world, and delighting in mankind. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not ignore it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the Lord. But whoever fails to find me harms himself. All who hate me love death. End of chapter.
Okay, so who is this figure and where do we find her? You might think she'd be hidden away in some dusty library or a secluded temple, only available to the super spiritual. But nope, that is not her style at all. She is right out in the open. in the busiest, most chaotic parts of ancient life. First, it says she stands on the heights. Think about that. This is a place of maximum visibility. She's up high where everyone can see and hear her. The message here is so clear. She's not hiding. She actually wants to be found. And then look where she positions herself, where the paths meet, a crossroads. I mean, what a perfect metaphor. A crossroads is all about decision. It's a physical symbol for the choices we all have to make every single day. And that is exactly where she plants herself, ready to offer some guidance. And she's at the city gates. In the ancient world, the gate was everything. It was the courthouse, the stock market, the community center, all rolled into one. Her being there tells us that her message isn't just for quiet, personal moments. It's for business, for justice, for every single part of a functioning society. So now let's ask the question, who is this invitation for? Is it some exclusive club? Not a chance. She specifically calls out to the simple and the foolish, and then she just opens it up to all mankind. Her call is totally universal, and it's especially for those who know they need a little help. And what's she offering? Absolute integrity. She promises that what she says is right, true, and just. In a world that is just full of spin and mixed messages, her core promise is one of complete and total moral clarity. No hidden agendas. So now we get to her sales pitch, if you want to call it that. She's made her presence known. She's told us where she is, and now she's going to make her case, explaining why listening to her is the best deal you could ever possibly get. Look at this comparison. It's so direct. It's a clear choice. On one hand, you got silver, or you can have her instruction. You can have the best gold money can buy, or you can have knowledge, precious rubies, or you can have wisdom itself. She's basically saying her value is in a completely different universe than just stuff. But what's so fascinating is that choosing her doesn't mean you have to live like a monk. It's the total opposite. The results are the fruits of wisdom, which include sound judgment, power, and even riches and honor. The point is, those things become a byproduct of having wisdom. They aren't the main goal. And her influence scales all the way to the top. This isn't just about managing your own checkbook. This is the foundation of a stable, just society, good leadership, fair laws, and according to her, all of it flows directly from her. But she offers insight and power and wealth. But who is she to make these incredible claims? Well, this next part is where things take a truly mind-bending turn. She reveals her cosmic origin story, and it has fascinated people for millennia. The Lord possessed me in the beginning before his deeds of old. That statement right there is her foundational claim. And it's just staggering. Before there was before anything we know existed, she was there. She's saying she is the first and oldest thing in all of creation. The timeline she lays out is just breathtaking. She was there from eternity. She was given birth before there were oceans. She existed before the mountains were even formed. And when God finally got around to creating the world, she was right there at his side. So what was she doing? Just watching? No way. The text describes her as the craftsman at God's side. What a powerful image. She wasn't some passive spectator. She was an active, skilled partner, helping to weave the very fabric of the cosmos. And yet, for all her cosmic status, for all her ancient existence, her story ends with this beautiful, intimate detail. Her ultimate joy wasn't in the stars or the seas, it was in the world, and specifically in humanity. She actually delights in us, and this brings her whole speech full circle. After revealing these insane cosmic origins, she brings the focus right back down from the beginning of time to this very moment, and to the decision that every single person has to make. And she does not mince words here. The choice is laid out in the starkest terms you can imagine. Finding her means finding life. But failing to find her, or worse, hating her, is a path of self-harm that ends in death. The stakes literally could not be higher. So how do you choose life? Well, she lays out a really clear, active path. It's about listening, it's about not ignoring what you hear. And it's a daily practice, watching and waiting at her doors. Finding wisdom isn't a passive accident, it's a deliberate daily pursuit. And so we end right back where we started, and this ancient poem gives us this incredible cosmic being who was there at creation, but who delights in humanity and calls out to us at the crossroads of our lives. The choice she gives us is between life and death. So the question for us really is this: in all the noise of our own world, what does it truly mean to stop and listen for her voice? Before we head out, I definitely want to give a huge thanks to all the listeners for stopping by to check out another episode of Unseen Yet Unstoppable. Whether you're in the gym, in your car, or intentionally dedicating time to deepen your understanding of the word, please feel free to share the video with your friends and family. Also, please like, subscribe, and put on your notifications, and we'll catch you next time with another deep dive. Peace.